Hello everyone and welcome to the Q&A video that I'm recording for the challenge. There have been a lot of questions in the community regarding especially after the idea workshop that we had done. So the link is going to be valid for till tomorrow. That's the reason why I'm making this recording, so all of you get to know the answer that is there. I will first go through the answers. I've also put the answers in the comment, but I will just read it here, right? Like for HTML reference, I have given a link here. So this link will be there, and also I'll put this link on the video. So what you need to do is you just need to copy the code that IDEA is giving you, or any no code low code is giving you for the HTML format, and then take that HTML format and put it to GitHub, and then convert that repository into pages. And I have done the whole step for all of you. You can look at the video as well. It is available in the YouTube for some time as well, for all of you to experiment with it and take it further. So this is the first thing that I have answered, and so now I am closing this answer in front of you in this recording. So this is a Q&A for all of you. I will try to answer all the 17 questions as much as possible and talk a little bit about the next steps for the challenge. Does IDEA implement? IDEA is the no code low code that we discussed couple of times. The third track, implement reinforcement learning to improve personalization over time. So right now IDEA does not have that option. There is no training or learning of the model. All the models that are available are a snapshot that is available from the open source, closed source, and you have seen the list of 40 plus models that are available. So this step you need to do a custom level, and I also told this in the recording area about this question that you need to it is IDEA as a service is not doing this. You need to custom plug your app code so that this can be done in a different platform. Awesome. Can we use a different app creation website? Yes, you are free to use any website. End of the day, for this challenge, what we require is you build an application that is with a working link demo. When I say working link demo, we should put in the browser. Any of the judges, any of the person can put it on the browser, and he can run the application on the computer. So a collab notebook, a GitHub repository is not a web page. That's the thing. So web page is something that can be clicked online. So how can we create multi-agents to do different tasks? And this was discussed in the IDEA workshop. The recording is also there on YouTube as well. So you have an option to create multiple agents and define the role of each agent, link one agent with another agent to do the specific task. So this is possible, and we have discussed this as well. How do we orchestrate multi-agents? So the same thing we just discussed, we can do it. We have the ability of putting it in the this thing we have already discussed, the same thing. Two multiple agents, one you can add agents. You go to the area platform, you can create an agent, link two agents, and do all those concepts that are there. How do we update API URL of agent? If we update, so just link it together, and once you update the AI agent version, you need to publish, and then you will get the link so that you can able to do it. How to configure data source as a URL? So there is an option. If you go to this particular thing, idea.ai, there is an option of adding the link and creating into a data source. So let us just log in. I will just give me a second. So if you go here, if you go to data source, there is an option add data source, and then there is an option here. You go to website, web content, and inside web content you can put, suppose I want timeout Dubai. Suppose I want to get the latest information of Dubai. So I have to give the website of timeout Dubai. So this is a magazine. It's a magazine. So about all the information about timeout Dubai. So let me take this option. Let me put the URL here. pages to be crawled. I will just put 100 just for to make it fast. I don't want to make it user specific because then I will not be able to log in. I just want semantic. I don't want text to SQL, keeping it very simple, keeping it in the ARIA database. And then once I click done, it is doing its work. If you can see, it is going, and it will take some time. If you can see, website scrape, like it will take some time. The file here, if you can see, I have done this particular thing and it is going to show here as well. Let me go back. So this is running, and then you will see sync. It will take some time and get updated here, and we can take it further. So this is what you can do here. And once I told all of you just in the call here is, suppose you need to go to this particular agent and you have finalized this agent. You can go to interface, you can go to chat widget, and this is the code, HTML code, which you can put it in any browser that you want. So these two things we discussed, and hope this is clear. This one is clear. Can we use a different app? Yes, you can. Can we make an AI application using? Yes, you can. You can make an AI application. This I've answered this question multiple times, but yes, you can do it. End of the day, we need a working link demo. What is a recommended way to structure an agent workflow in ARIA steps tools memory? So this is a good question. So this will depend on the type of the agent that you are building. No one size fits all. The simplest pattern is just a model and let the model handle everything. One best practice is to start small, do the iterations, and then keep building. So have a version 0 ready with this basic one model, and then not trying to build very complex results from the start. So save one version 0 and then add something extra, add something different. So that is where people lose it out. They want to build a Eiffel Tower in the day one, but does not happen like that. We need to do step by step. What is the best way to implement human in the loop? Yesterday I answered this briefly, but today I just wanted to take this opportunity to go a little bit deeper. So what is the best way to implement human in the loop, like approval gate, confirm before action? Because this is a good way of making sure the review is good, right? So you have human in the loop step that you can use whenever you want, every time you're in production, triggering an action in an external system, sending an email, updating a database. You can do all those things. I recommending using a human loop at least when you are starting to roll out, so you have control over what is going on. So this is a very good question, and you can do it in there is an option here as well when you are creating about human in the loop, and this is something that is very, very important. You can get the information here as well and take it forward and get it done. So all the details are here. You can have a check. And thank you for the question. What are some of the chunking and retrieval settings tend to work best in practice or typical workshop documents like policies, FAQs? So for this particular thing, chunking and retrieval are set and you cannot modify them in ARIA. The thing that you can modify are dimension. The dimension election will depend on the type of data source and task you want to accomplish. Bigger dimension do not mean better performance. It's often better to do trial and error. There is no one size fits all solution. You need to iterate, but right now the flexibility is of chunking and retrieval is not so much in ARIA, and it is using the most optimal and default parameters that are available using the documentation. This is a very great question. What are the top 5 failure mode beginners hit with agents? There are so many of us talk about hallucination tools, so these are the 5 lists that we have listed out for you. Asking an AI to perform highly deterministic tasks that could be accomplished with simple for while loop in the code. So overfitting AI where it is not required. Overusing prompt and providing excessively lengthy descriptions that aren't relevant to the use case. More the details, sometimes people feel it is good, but it sometimes causes confusion that is there. Designing tools and MCP servers inaccurately, leading to misleading models. It is crucial to provide very clear description so that the model can understand them properly. And the fourth is maintaining consistently context across different requirements. And the fifth is recognizing when a chain or a sequential step is preferred to enabling a tool for the model to decide when to use it. So this is very, very important, recognizing when a chain or sequential step is preferable to enabling. So these are concepts that are there that you need to learn. You need to at least spend some time doing some research. Beginners, they think that it is everything is as simple as asking ChatGPT a joke, but no, you need to know all these things to avoid these type of top 5 failures. But very great question that is there, and I will keep this question so that whenever people look at this website, they can come and go. I'll try to leave some of this available so that you can look at this as well. What is the fastest debugging route? What is the fastest debugging workflow inside IRIA? Using Studio to conduct trial and error experiments, then utilizing feeds to absorb the execution that is there. So this is the thing that is there about what is the fastest way of workflow, using the Studio method that is there, and then utilizing the feeds that are there. How to add multimodal capabilities like text, image, workflow. So actually this depends on the model. Every model cannot take everything. So if it is not a multimodal, then you cannot have this. So text and images are supported, while audio processing is still in beta. You can send files to the bot within the conversation as an attachment, right? This is something that is there. You can do it, selecting the type of multimodal and doing it. How to make it accept images? The same thing. You can send the file to the bot within the conversation as an attachment. So this is a question in which project. Let me just make sure I keep this one is a good question. This is a good question. How to add multimodal. This is, I will keep this question. This is very similar. In the project, which is effective, LLM or vibe coding, which means no coding. So end of the day, what I prefer is the LLM integration path, where you're doing some coding and putting things together so you understand what is happening and you're solving a business problem with complete customization and understanding, so you know what is happening. So that is what what should be your aspiration. But right now for learning, you can use no code, low code, or any vibe coding to get things done, but understand what is happening. Repository is a folder and fork is copying it so that you can do some changes and send a merge request. So this is it. So thank you. So first of all, thank you for all your amazing questions. Keep the challenge going on. Keep up. We will be creating a new Slido link today for all the new questions that are there, because this is going to get over. We can only keep a Slido for 6 days, so this is going to get complete. So we will be creating this link for all the community members. So please do ask your questions there. We'll try to answer each and every question as possible, like this recording. Do the challenge, do the checkpoints, and share it. Support us by liking and commenting on this YouTube video. Thank you everyone for this amazing challenge participant. Looking forward for more amazing submissions and demos in the coming days. Have a great day ahead.